So last week we talked about the 10 hacks that helped me to lose 50 pounds and keep it off for over a decade. But today I want to talk to you about some specific recipes that helped me to lose the 50 pounds and keep it off. These recipes kind of defy the common thoughts on weight loss, some of the laws that people make up that people get really serious about, like high protein, low carb, count your calories, restrict your calories, don't eat fruit, don't eat beans. Like, these are all things that people come up with when they're trying to lose weight. And as I said with the hacks, the thing that is important is that you eat in a way that you're going to continue eating for the rest of your life. So let's jump right into these 5 recipes. So number 1 is a Greek salad. I still eat Greek salads quite a bit, and back then when I was trying to lose weight, I would eat them 2 to 3 times a week. And back then, I remember watching a serious news show that was talking about health, and they were comparing a Big Mac to a Greek salad, and they were saying, well, a Greek salad has more calories and fat than a Big Mac. And they were trying to point that out in a way that almost made the Big Mac seem okay to eat. There's so many problems with this. First of all, if you eat a Big Mac, you're not going to only eat the Big Mac. You're going to get a meal, and you're going to get a supersized fry and probably a supersized soda. And now you've doubled the amount of calories. But the other thing is you're getting sugar, you're getting all kinds of processed foods, you're getting meat that probably isn't all that great, certainly not grass-fed. And these are all things that basically are made so that you're going to eat more. And also, all this processed food is going to mess up your gut microbiome, which in turn makes it harder to lose weight or to keep weight off. Whereas a Greek salad is full of vegetables, it's got lots of healthy fat in it, it has feta cheese, so it has protein. It's really a complete meal. And guess what? I would often have a piece of sourdough bread with it. I wouldn't have a whole loaf of bread, but I'd have a piece of bread. And that is okay. And so a Greek salad really has everything you need in it. It's super delicious, and it fills you up, which is something that a Big Mac wouldn't do. And it really doesn't have as many calories as a Big Mac. If you eat it like in the recipe that we have, you're not going to find that it has the same amount of calories. But it's really good for you, it fills you up, and it's delicious. Okay, so the second recipe is pasta puttanesca. And this is an amazingly delicious pasta dish that has tuna and olives and capers, different vegetables, and olive oil, of course. And this recipe, it has pasta in it. And this is another one that, people say that you can't have pasta if you're going to lose weight. So I'm going to say that if you don't have pasta, you're probably not enjoying yourself all that much. You're not enjoying your food, and you're probably not going to last very long on a diet. Pasta puttanesca is a meal in itself, and the thing that you do in order to modify a dish like pasta puttanesca is add more vegetables to it, or have a little bit less pasta, less pasta, more vegetables. And this is going to make you full, and it's going to make you glad to be alive, glad to eat something that's delicious. You're not going to feel like you're keeping food away from yourself, denying yourself food, and you're going to enjoy it, which means you're going to stay on this way of eating so that you will continue to lose weight. So the third recipe, something I would have for breakfast, and breakfast is another thing that, yes, if you have a high protein breakfast, you're more likely to last until lunchtime. And it is important to have some protein for breakfast, but I'm not saying that you should have like a pound of bacon for breakfast or just bacon and eggs. You can certainly have eggs, like a spinach omelet is really delicious and very filling and is going to help you lose weight. And avocado toast, you know, people freak out. Some people love that there's fat in the avocado, and some people freak out about it. The truth is that the fat, a healthy fat like avocado or olive oil, is going to help fill you up. And so it's a really good fat to have, and you're going to have a piece of bread with it. You know, whether you have a sourdough, a whole grain sourdough, or if you can't eat gluten, you have a gluten-free piece of bread. That's carbohydrates. And again, having some carbohydrates is good for you, especially if it's from whole grains or beans or vegetables or fruit. And so I would often put smoked salmon on top, or I would put an egg on the avocado toast. And this made for a very delicious, very filling breakfast that was going to keep me full until lunchtime. And so it would be less likely that I would need to eat a lot of food between my breakfast and my lunch. Now, the next recipe is one that a lot of people take issue with, especially when I say that I would eat it as its own meal, because there's no protein in it. And people freak out if you don't have protein, like a lot of protein or even some protein in a meal, but you don't have to. And people in the Mediterranean, many times, I mean, they eat protein throughout the day, but sometimes they just eat what they have, like what they've grown. And a lot of times that means they would not eat protein. So this particular dish is horta with potatoes. And horta is greens with potatoes. And so it could be spinach, it could be mustard greens, Swiss chard, kale. Really any kind of green is gonna work well with this. And with this recipe, you take a little bit of onion or garlic and you saute it in a cup of extra virgin olive oil. Now, if I was to modify this for weight loss, I wouldn't take it down that much, but maybe 3/4 a cup. You could do a half a cup, and then you boil the potatoes in the olive oil and some water, and then you add the greens. And this makes just an absolutely delicious meal. Again, I might have a slice of sourdough bread with it, but for me, when I was trying to lose weight, or when I was losing weight, I was eating this like at least once per week, and it would fill me up because it has all this healthy fat in it, and it's delicious. And so the other thing is, if you really do want some protein or need some protein, sometimes I would take the leftovers, for example, and the next morning for breakfast, I would cook the greens and the potatoes, the horta, with an egg, and then have it with sourdough bread. And this made a delicious, filling breakfast. So the last recipe that I ate quite often when I was losing weight was a white bean soup. And this is a traditional soup that I learned when I was in Crete, and we have a version of it that is from Koula Varoudakis from our cookbook, Foods of Crete, traditional recipes from the healthiest people in the world. And people, again, somehow have turned beans into something that's bad. Although if you go to all the healthiest places in the world, they eat beans, and they eat a lot of beans. They eat less meat, less animal protein, and more beans. So beans are high in fiber, they're low in calories, but with this particular dish, we're taking white beans and we're adding orange slices to give it a citrusy flavor. And again, we're adding a cup of extra virgin olive oil. And the thing about this dish is that it is super filling. When you cook it, the juices cook down, it gets really creamy. It also has carrots and onions in it, and it is really, really delicious. I've served this to literally thousands of people over the years, and people just love it.
This is really good.
But again, people freak out because there's so much fat in it. You could, again, modify it, use a half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, but don't use like a teaspoon or a tablespoon. you want to use a good amount. And of course, if you have some reason why you can't eat a lot of fat, then you could use less. But again, this is filling. And so with these 5 recipes, what is different from a lot of other so-called diet foods is that I still eat these and I still love all these dishes because they are filling, they're incredibly tasty, and they're good for you. So it's why I've been able to keep the weight off, because I continue to eat the same way. So I didn't restrict things. I didn't eat processed foods, but I ate all of the good, healthy food, and I was able to lose the weight and to keep it off. So that's it. 5 recipes that helped me to lose 50 pounds. If you're interested in weight loss, check out our Mediterranean Diet portal. The link is below, where you can get our 10-week weight loss program and a whole year of all kinds of other programs and special videos and webinars and all of that. So that's it for this week, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time.